Mark, it's great to see you again. Thanks for
All right.
coming.
Thanks for having me back.
As I told you before, we bought this house about 2 years ago. We had it completely rebuilt, and then pandemic hit.
Yeah.
And so we had lots of time to do house projects, and we actually did this fence so we can, enjoy the backyard a little bit more since we were using the outdoor space. But what I really wrote you about was the patio. So the patio, as you can see, is small.
Right.
It doesn't really fit a table, and we'd really just like to expand it so we can really enjoy the space back here.
Okay. 2 options. The first one is take this existing patio and blast it out. I don't want to do that for a couple reasons. First of all, it's in great shape. I love the stain, but look at this post. It's actually holding up the porch. So if we do leave this in place, the second option is going to be an extension of the patio.
Okay.
And we can do it in such a way that it's not going to be your typical bluestone or your typical brick. We're going to modernize it with another material and just do a couple different things to bring it up to matching the rest of the house.
Oh, super.
A couple things I have in mind. I have a map and some stone. Why don't we go check them out?
Great.
All right. All right, so this is the stone we chose.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's a granite. It comes in a variety of sizes, as you can see. We chose this for a couple different reasons. The main reason is we got it locally, which is what we always try to do. The straight lines that you see in these pieces, they're going to help us with that modern look, as is this coloration. The coloration will lend itself to the patio. It'll pull the color out of the house. So one of the consistencies we do have with this stone is its thickness. That's 1.25 inches thick, so it's going to be easy for us to handle. But let me show you the design. So we're going to put grass 4 inches apart in between each stone. So you can see all the different sizes.
Oh, that's beautiful.
There's actually a little bit of function to this. So the bigger stones we're going to be able to set a table on or a chair. The smaller stuff is going to really help us with accent. Again, just another aspect of that modern look that we're trying to capture.
Great.
All right, so before we get to this, we do have a bit of hard work in front of us. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go get it. All right, Amy, so what we're going to do is dig this out first. I'm going to use this machine. It's going to make it a little easier. But when I'm done doing the heavy digging, you and I will just clean this up with a couple spade shovels and get ready to lay.
Sounds
All right.
good.
Before you dig, you should contact the utility locating service to make sure that you don't disturb any underground utility lines. I've already done this, so we are good to go. To create a strong base, we need to dig deep enough to remove all the topsoil. All right, Amy, so why don't you clean up that corner, kind of
Okay.
feed me what you have there. We want to make sure these edges are really, really done right. So we want to square them off. All right, that's great. So right now we got the dig out complete. All we have to do right now is bring in some crusher run. We'll level that off, and then we'll be ready for stone dust. We're going to spread this stuff out all over our patio. It's going to be our base, which is the most important thing in this job. So,
How much more do we need to put in here until we go to the next layer?
we got to come up about 5 more inches.
Oh,
maybe.
okay. Okay.
So the digging is done. We've put in the crusher run. We've leveled it off. A couple other things that I did was I set these strings. I wanted to square the patio up, which I've done, but I also wanted you to see the height that we're going to finish out at. So this string right here is going to represent our finish height. So the top of the stone is going to be right there. But this rail is going to represent the height of our stone dust. So once we put these rails in, now we're ready to use this screed. And we're going to run it from rail to rail, and we're going to move it backwards, and that's going to level off the stone dust for us. At that point, we're going to be ready for the stones. So before we put the stones down, we're going to put this stone dust in. And all this is crushed slate, but you can see how that binds up once I squeeze it.
Yeah.
So Mother Nature is going to add a little rainwater, and by the time we have 3 or 4 rainstorms, this is going to be very, very solid. And we won't have any rocking of the pavers when we're done. So why don't we get going? I'll start by dumping this.
Okay.
All right, Amy, why don't we grab the screed
Okay.
right on the rail. Now, we're going to knock the pile down just by going back and forth a little. You're going to lean on. Now, if we have an empty spot like that,
You gotta fill it in.
we just fill it in. Okay. Now go back, Amy. All right, Amy, we're at the fun part right now. We're going to start dropping the stones. So we're going to start in this corner because I have a hard edge, which is your patio. I'm going to take a screed and I'm going to let it represent our spacing. So according to our plan, we have 4 inches of spacing, and then...
And then we have a 12 by 28
Okay.
going this way.
All right.
2 of them.
So let me take this. And don't forget, Amy, that we've done all our leveling work with the screed. So all we have to do is just place that stone, give it a couple taps. We're ready for the next one. Couple more spacers. All right, Amy, give me some spacers. One here, one on the 16, one up on the stone that you're next to. The stone. So just make a slight adjustment. All right, Amy, I think that one goes right there. Well, we're at the finishing touches right now.
So excited.
So all we have to do now is put the grass in between the stones, and we actually have 2 options. We can use this synthetic grass, or we can go natural, which is dirt, seed. The only problem with that is it becomes very hard to maintain. The grass doesn't grow as well as you might think. And this synthetic grass, I'll tell you, technology has brought us a ton, and this is almost identical to what you have in the backyard. So
I think that's a no-brainer, low maintenance, no weeds.
yeah, it'll be
that.
perfect for us, yeah. All right, let's get going.
That looks great. I've seen people with big rolls of those.
Right. So it's become so prevalent in a patio like this that they actually make it in 4-inch strips now.
Oh, that's great.
Just like that. All right.
Go.
Great.
This looks amazing. Feels solid. It's like this instant.
We got
it's
it
a
in.
hangout.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
So Amy, I'm going to leave you with a little bit of homework. You can
Okay.
see we spread the dirt on the outside perimeter.
Yep.
We've sloped it so the water's going to run off the patio and down the grade.
Okay.
Other than that, the only homework you have is to water the grass.
That'll be easy. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Amy.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. This Old House has got a video for just about every home improvement project, so be sure to check out the others. And if you like what you see, click on the subscribe button to make sure that you get our newest videos right in your feed.